What's going on, guys? My name is Luraynz and I'm back at it again. Today I want to talk about something special, which is trends. Why we shouldn't follow all types of trends, especially trends that'll harm you in the long run. You know, I was working out today and I was like thinking, damn, a lot of people fell for the dad bod trend. Like, you know, they were making it cool, like it's the new thing to do, to have a beer belly or to have that stomach, you know, and to just let yourself go. And in this generation, I feel like people like to follow things that are not gonna benefit them in the long run. It's just gonna hurt them. That's the wrong thing to do at the end of the day, because not only that you're hurting yourself, you know, you're affecting your health, you know, you're affecting your mental state of mind, because you're like, damn, you know, I don't want to see myself like this. And just because I saw something online, I thought it was okay to be like this. And to be honest, all I recommend you to do is to just be yourself at the end of the day. It's not about trends, you know. I can understand a simple haircut, you know, something that's not going to affect you in the long run, like dyeing your hair color, you know, like a little slash on the eyebrow or this. That's nothing. That's not going to affect you in the long run. What's going to affect you in the long run is like vapes, you know, eating fast food, doing the things that you're not supposed to do, like sleeping around with people, you know, getting drunk, you know, just messing yourself up internally. What that does is, with time, it takes away your happiness. You know, you become dependable to certain things that you don't want to do in the long run, you know, because you're just happy for the moment. Your dopamine levels go up to an extent where you just feel like, okay, you know, this makes me happy now, but when I'm done with this, what now? You know, and a lot of people, they get bored because they seem to think that, you know, if it's not this, it's nothing. And we shouldn't really depend on these type of things, because, you know, what if we don't have money one day? Or what if, you know, this thing doesn't exist anymore? You know, like all these bad trends and bad habits that we get accustomed to is not worth it, because it's not doing you any good in the long run. So why follow these trends? We know right from wrong at the end of the day. And sometimes we do things thinking like, oh, I'm gonna just do it one time. I'm gonna do it just 2 times. I'm gonna just do it on the weekends. And not knowing that the weekends or that one time either could end your life, or it can, you know, mess you up, or, you know, or you can just get addicted to something off of one try. Steroids, that's a big trend that hasn't died out yet. I know a guy that did it one time, and after that he messed up his private parts off of one time. You know, not everybody gets lucky or goes through the same side effects or the same effects. You know, some people might get lucky, they might do steroids, a cycle, and, you know, they're gonna get big, but once they stop, what's the point? You're gonna go back to where you started. So why not just do things natural? You know, the best thing about natural, for me, for example, I've been doing this since like the 8th grade. So since I'm natural, you know, I could not work out for like a week or 2, and I could just pick up from where I started, you know, and I won't lose any muscle because my body is accustomed to the natural state. But all these negative things that we do, you know, it does you no good, because if you stop, what happens? If it's drugs, then they start having withdrawals and stuff like that, and they start sweating, and they start, like, you know, feeling like they need it, and it becomes a painful process. And, you know, what's the point of going through all these things, through all these trends, like, oh, I'm gonna smoke weed with my friend, I'm gonna do this with my friends, I'm gonna do that, if at the end of the day you're gonna hurt yourself and nobody's gonna be with you in that process? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you only live once. Exactly, you only live once. After that death, that's it, you're not coming back. And once you only live once, you know who's gonna miss you? Your family only, your parents, your family members, and that's it. Everybody else, they're gonna cry for one day and then they're gonna forget about you. So why do these things when they don't benefit you in the long run? Why follow these trends? What, just because a famous rapper does lean, you gotta do it? Just because a soccer player does something, you gotta do it? No, just be yourself at the end of the day. You know, if you do good things, you're gonna get good results. If you do bad things, you're gonna get bad results, even if it's not right away. So this is something to consider about trends. Why is it not good to follow trends? You know, I'm not saying that, you know, I was perfect at one point in my life. I actually learned, but I thank God that during that process, I was working out and I was taking care of myself. I was like in the middle, like 50-50. And, I ended up taking the right route, because, as time goes, either we learn or somebody tells us and gives us advice, or, life is just gonna tell you, this is what you did and this is the results. So, I want you guys to think about all these trends and all this dad bod and all this, extra thing that is gonna hurt you. Before you do something, think about it. Is it worth my life? Is it worth my time? Is it worth me doing it? Is it worth my family crying over me? And I know that my topic is a little bit, everywhere, but at the same time, a trend is a trend, and my best advice is for you to follow your heart, follow the right things in life, and follow what's worth your life. If you think that your life is worth drugs and alcohol, then just wait for the results. People think that they can control it, and what? I've had friends who actually passed away from doing drugs. I know people who became homeless, who started asking for money. It's something that we need to take into consideration as we get older. Our generation, we have, this new generation, not even our generation anymore, because I'm already up there. But this new generation has so much information on TikTok, so much information on Instagram, so much information on Facebook, that these kids' minds are seeing all these things and they don't know better. They think that their parents don't know nothing, and they think that because they see other famous people do it, that they need to do it. And that's not how life is. God made you for a purpose, and you need to go with what God wants for you. Don't do what the devil wants you to do, because at the end of the day, people think that selling their soul is signing a paper, and selling your soul is making it easy on the devil by you doing these things that you're not supposed to do, that is against the Bible. And I just want you guys to think about these things. I want you guys to live in good health. I want you guys to take care of yourselves. I want you guys to stop following these bad trends. Stop trying to do the whole dad bod, the whole steroids, the whole drugs and alcohol type movement, because it's not it. It's all about getting big, working out, eating clean, taking your protein, taking your creatine, and just being part of something that is worth your time. Because at the end of the day, you want to live as long as possible. You're gonna want to be there for your kids. You're gonna want to be there for your family. You're gonna want to be there for your grandkids if you even make it to that level at the end of the day. So think about those three things at least. The most important things is family. Number one is God, but the other three things is important. You don't want your mom suffering. She had you for 9 months for what? For you could just become a bum, a homeless person, a drug addict, a junkie, somebody that doesn't care about themselves. Having a baby is a process. So you guys need to think about this, all right? I hope this information was helpful for you guys. At the end of the day, I want you guys to like, follow, share, subscribe, and I'll be here to share more videos. And if you have any comments, concern about whatever I spoke about, feel free to write. Nothing offends me at the end of the day, even if it's negative. But if it's positive, I appreciate your message, all right? So follow the brand, Apesthetics. It's not only a fitness brand, it's a movement, and it's something that represents who we are and who I am, because obviously I built the brand. And I want Apesthetics, not only me, I want Apesthetics to represent all these people that want to look for something that is there for them, and I'm here for you guys. So that's why I'm here giving you guys this message, because I want you guys to take care of yourselves always, 100%, with so much love. Peace.